melting. I do not like foot stamping and hair tossing. I don't like the princess behavior. You better do this or I'm not. It's a game and I don't like it. And now it's just making me mad and the poison has gone through the whole family. Thank you, Christine.
Ah, the irony is rich here, isn't it? Kody's all about hating hair tossing and princess behavior, except, of course, when he's the one flipping his hair dramatically in Coyote Pass during that legendary moment when Gabe had the audacity to point out that Kody's coronavirus actions were actually tearing the family apart. Remember that? Classic. One of the most absurd moments in the whole series, and Kody managed to take it up a notch by having Christine swoop in and blame her behavior on PMS. Because, obviously, that's the real reason for everything, right? So let's break this down. Kody can't stand princess behavior, unless, of course, he's the one wearing the crown. No one else can have a meltdown or act high maintenance, but when it's him, well, no one puts baby in the corner. Ever. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. You can't get pregnant while breastfeeding. Did Mykelti's doctor seriously tell her this? A doctor, like someone who actually went to medical school. What kind of questionable doctor are they seeing? And apparently, you can't have twins without help. Oh, really? So twins just magically appeared in the last 20 years. Did they discover them on a hidden island or something? Honestly, at this point, I'm starting to think Mykelti and her doctor have a very loose interpretation of what counts as medical advice. I had some woman on Reddit earlier today who claimed her doctor recommended an Amway cleanse. And when I told her that sounded like a massive red flag, she called me stupid. People will defend their poor health choices to the grave, apparently. I'm not even convinced Mykelti has a doctor, and even if she does, no legitimate physician would say something that silly. This is clearly some bizarre urban legend that Mykelti has convinced herself is true. She was all smug, telling Tommy, "Oh, we don't have to worry. I'm still breastfeeding." Facepalm. Let's be real, Mykelti and Tony aren't exactly the sharpest tools in the shed. They probably saw some TikTok video and took it as gospel. And what's even worse is how they build up this whole narrative of fear around doctors, not to protect their kids, mind you, but to cover up whatever else is going on behind closed doors. It's like they think, let's just home birth a 14-year-old mom and keep the government away. And don't even get me started on the LDS crowd. You've got older men marrying off young girls like it's still the 1800s. It's disturbing. The joys of almost 30 years together, 6 kids, 3 grandkids, and yet, apparently nothing to talk about. You'd think after all that time, they'd have found at least one topic that didn't revolve around Robyn, her kids, and the fabulous McMansion life Kody has fully immersed himself in. But nope. Kody's brilliant excuse for not having anything to discuss with Janelle when she was showing him her new apartment? Oh, he couldn't possibly talk about anything that didn't involve Robyn and their cozy little bubble. The world of Kody and Robyn, his entire life now, really is just so engrossing that poor Janelle is left to fend for herself. Honestly, Kody has clearly been taking lessons from Robyn on how to play the utterly clueless, I don't understand anything card. Maybe he should just listen to his own confessionals, where he literally lays out the answers to his relationship issues, including why he and Janelle can't get on the same page. But no, he's operating with the emotional maturity of a 13-year-old. And then there's the countertops. Seriously, the countertops. Kody made such a big deal about them, and it came across as so condescending it could have been a master class. Dude, shut up and ask your kid about her life, instead of obsessing over something as trivial as a countertop. I'm still trying to figure out why he thought the management company/landlord had to point out every single imperfection in the apartment. Like, who cares, Kody? Oh wait, only you. because you always find a way to bring people down. Instead of getting hung up on counters, how about Kody ask about Savannah's school or Logan's wedding, or, literally anything else going on in his family's life? But no, Kody's too busy with his bizarre set of personal rules about what you can't talk about, because apparently anything connected to Robyn is off limits. So you're just stuck in this weird limbo where the only conversation allowed is whatever fits into Kody's world, his new life with Robyn, and that's it. If he really wanted to make things work with Janelle, he wouldn't be drawing these ridiculous lines in the sand that ensure nothing ever gets better. Honestly, Kody's treatment of Janelle is just as bad as how he treats Marie. The guy is totally disengaged, making it clear he's not interested in her as a partner, just in what she can do for him, without him having to put in any real effort. It's not even hard to figure out why he doesn't want to reconcile. He doesn't. He wants Janelle's contributions without ever having to actually contribute back. Oh, Janelle meeting Kody, cue the dramatic music, and oh, the mind-boggling level of self-awareness on her part. She's been wondering for 30 years why Mary didn't throw her a parade when she joined the family. Seriously? Let's break it down, shall we? According to Janelle herself, she had a little thing for Kody back when she was still married to Mary's brother. Yes, you heard that right. Janelle, who was married to Mary's brother, got the lightning bolt feeling when Kody came into the picture. He and Mary courted, and they even went to Mary's brother's house to make the big introduction. And that's when Janelle got all starry-eyed. But no big deal, she just divorced Mary's brother, and then she and Kody started having their innocent lunch dates, where they gazed lovingly at each other, exchanged "we're totally into each other" glances, and oh yeah, plotted to get married on Mary's birthday. And then Janelle has the nerve to wonder why Mary didn't exactly roll out the welcome mat. Let's all pause for a moment and imagine Mary's mental state. She was probably getting whiplash from the conflict between what her mother drilled into her about polygamy and the reality of what was happening in her own life. It must have been super fun to watch her two so-called friends, Janelle and Kody, finding each other, and then having Kody stand by for 30 years as Janelle basically called Mary a biatch and Kody just shrugged it off like, yeah, whatever. Mary must have been so thrilled to hear about their flirty lunches, because nothing says friendship like sneaky dates behind someone's back. And let's talk about the viewers, who somehow, for some reason, decided Mary was the villain. I'll never get that one. I get that if you've grown up in a polygamous household, you might think it's normal for one woman to smile and accept the fact that her friend is secretly courting her husband. But the idea that Mary was the bad guy in all this? Sorry, but I'm just not buying it. Oh, and let's not forget how Janelle so smoothly phrased it. I was friends with Mary's family. Yeah, you were, until you married her brother and made eyes at her husband. Technically, you were in her family. Slick move, Janelle. And then, of course, there's the elephant in the room, Kody's true intentions. He married Janelle for one thing, and one thing only, the money. Because why else would a guy marry a woman who is way more financially secure than him? I mean, he and Mary were literally renting from Janelle at one point while they bounced around from place to place, working temporary jobs or quitting on a whim to chase his vision of the polygamous lifestyle. Meanwhile, Janelle was footing the bill, and yet somehow she's still questioning why Mary didn't greet her with open arms. Marie, on the other hand, was the wallflower before Kody noticed her. According to Christine, Mary was part of the group, but so invisible that no one even knew who she was until Kody started dating her. She was basically a willing doormat for Kody, the one who would please him, follow along with his crazy ideas, and rarely push back. A perfect match, right? And then there's Christine. Oh, Christine, who came from a long line of polygamists. She was vocal from the start about wanting to be wife number 3 and raise a bunch of kids with Kody. No surprise there, since Christine probably grew up with a healthy dose of polygamy and knew what she was signing up for. At this point, she probably added a bit of street cred for Kody in their community. Because, being the third wife in a family of multiple wives might be a thing. So, let's recap. Kody loved bombing his way through all these women, using them for what they could offer him, filling the voids in his life like some kind of polygamous puzzle. It's like he was a smooth operator back in the day, courting these naive girls who had zero idea what they were getting into. They were all just pawns in his quest to build the polygamous life he thought he wanted. But hey, no one ever said Kody was subtle. Mykelti is definitely an attention seeker. I didn't fully get it until this week's episode. Like, we get it, you're having twins, congrats. But it's your mom's birthday, and you just had to steal the spotlight. That's not cute, it's toxic. And of course, she's Kody's daughter. That explains a lot. I thought it might have been fine, but then came the gem of a comment. I told Robyn and Kody first. Oh really? At your mom's birthday party? Cool move, really. Totally didn't need to hear that, brat. I've been rewatching stuff, and it's pretty clear now. Mykelti's always wanted to be the wild child of the family, but what she really craves is attention. These people have a long history of hijacking birthdays and other personal celebrations. I mean, Janelle once tried to marry her former sister-in-law's husband on her sister-in-law's birthday. Classy bunch, right? Just a bunch of nasty business all around. I just can't get over the idea of Mykelti being the bridge in this situation. Seriously? After all these years watching her dad treat her mom like garbage, after seeing how much Christine's hurt by Robyn and her toxic relationship with Kody, Mykelti's going to play both sides? I mean, Christine is an amazing mom who genuinely lets her kids be themselves instead of molding them into her version of what they should be. Robyn? Yeah, not so much. Robyn could never be that secure in her parenting. But Mykelti's over here, playing peacemaker, which honestly just makes her look clueless. She's gonna figure it out the hard way. Robyn will always put her own kids first, always. Mykelti isn't bridging anything. She's Robyn's flying monkey. Something about Mykelti has always been off though. There's way more to her story than we'll ever know. Like, remember when she lived with Robyn for a couple of months as a nanny when she was, a preteen? Why on earth did Christine let that happen? I'll never understand. Maybe she was just overwhelmed trying to raise all those kids. Let's be real, some of these kids were bound to have issues. The fact that most of them are relatively stable is honestly the surprising part. So my theory about Robyn, the diesel jeans model. Back in the early 2000s, my not-so-bright sister, who was around 20 at the time, got scouted at the mall. Classic. They tried to convince her to fork over $3,000 for some professional photos by their own photographer, promising she'd be a model for big-name brands if she did. Yeah, right. Looking back, it hit me that Robyn probably fell for one of these scams too, thinking that a few overpriced headshots would land her a spot in Vicky's Secret or whatever. She probably thought the magic formula was to buy more jeans for her long legs and voila. Modeling career. She must have passed that brilliant wisdom on to Kody. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if she believed every word of it. Also, who else remembers friends shelling out cash for some fake Vogue cover photo shoot? Ah, the good old days. I'd also remember in the 70s when Barbizon modeling school was the hot new thing. Be a model or just look like one. Aka, pay to be scammed. I distinctly recall a classmate bragging about being a Barbizon model and realizing in that moment, oh, this is a scam, the awkward kind of scam. Not real at all. And speaking of modeling, my local mall used to have these fashion shows in the early 2000s. Stores would style random volunteers, and then those models would strut down the runway right in the middle of the mall like they were walking for channel. Maybe Robyn did something like that too. But honestly, I think this whole diesel model thing is just Kody thinking Robyn looked hot in her jeans. He's a classic case of objectification. He's probably basking in the ego boost of thinking this hot young thing is into him. He's the same idiot who, in between his beer and Skittles, has all these Kody-isms. Like no crying in baseball, but hey, he's a diesel model now. What a gem. Mykelti really knows how to stir the pot, doesn't she? Telling Robyn first about her pregnancy. Yeah, that's a fantastic way to give her mother the cold shoulder. Seriously, even if she and Christine were on great terms, it still comes off as pretty disrespectful, especially in this situation. But no, let's just throw a little extra shade by announcing that Robyn was the first to know. Because why not? That wasn't an unnecessary detail at all. Totally not trying to add some fuel to the fire and make things awkward for Christine, right? I mean, it's like when Kody felt the need to announce that he picked Robyn's wedding dress. It's bad enough that it happened, but the need to flaunt it? Extra petty. And honestly, Mykelti is really showing her true colors here. She's basically a clone of her dad, the king of the blockade, Kody. Oh, and don't get me started on Gwen. She seems to be following that same road, and I'm not buying the excuse she gave for skipping Christine's wedding. Mykelti's claim that she didn't know why Gwen bailed and was somehow shocked that Christine was upset? Yeah, that's a stretch. Gwen's excuse came days later, and Christine was likely just trying to cover for her because, let's face it, the backlash was intense. Not that it matters. I don't pay for any Patreon accounts, and I definitely won't start for these personalities. But back to Mykelti. The more I watch her, the more I'm convinced she's just trying to create drama. She's got this all figured out, drama sells. She and her husband are probably trying to pitch themselves to the network for a paid spot. I wouldn't be surprised if she told Christine first, but used this whole thing as a storyline to get some attention. After all, she's basically Kody 2.0 at this point, a character we love to hate. And here's the thing. We watch these people and think their behavior is real, but it's all just part of the show. They've been at this for over 10 years. They know exactly how it works. They've got a whole team behind them, brainstorming ways to keep us glued to our screens. This is content creation, people. Honestly, I hope the network doesn't bring Mykelti and her creepy husband on board. They're just, And let's talk about that pregnancy announcement. It's like they made a big deal out of it just to give Robyn a storyline. Honestly, Robyn's trying way too hard to come off as this sweet, demure figure, but it's falling flat. She should just own her wicked stepmother persona. It suits her better, and people would actually buy it. As for Mykelti's whole morning sickness excuse, please. I'm sure the rest of North America is just Googling things or asking their doctor. But sure, tell Robyn first, because that's definitely about needing advice. More like a power move to make Robyn and Kody feel special. It was a slap in the face to everyone who already has issues with those two. Could have just said, yes, they know, and left it at that. But no, she had to make a spectacle of it. Gross. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and much love to you all.